Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, Recruiting in Yoga Pants. So this week, I'm going to address something that I'm starting to see more and more of, and it is making me very uncomfortable. Okay, I do not like what I'm seeing out here. So we're going to talk about it. Obviously, as always, use your best judgment. If you feel like this is something that works for you, don't let me stop you. I just worry that this potentially opens you up to some really unsavory people. So the question is, should a job seeker pay a recruiter? Now, I want to be clear. Recruiters and career coaches do have something in common. They both provide a service. You are paying for a service. Now, on the recruiting side, yes, the outcome absolutely is expected to be, we have helped you hire someone. The end result is somebody gets an offer, starts a new job. If you're paying for coaching services, maybe having a resume redone, a LinkedIn profile updated, maybe full on like deep dive, regular one-on-ones or something over a period of time, the end result or the outcome is you land a job. Totally get that. But you're actually exchanging money for that service. See, a lot of people think, especially with recruiters, a lot of people think that you're paying for the placement, and agency recruiting does not help us in this regard, because there are definitely a lot of agencies, and I worked like this a lot of the time I was in agency as well, where we don't get paid until we deliver that new hire. And I get it. I understand that kind of, you logically look at that and go, oh, well, I paid to get a new hire. No. You paid for the entire service from initial, hey, we need help to hire, to hopefully delivering that hire. But it is the service, all the things that are happening in between, that you're actually paying a recruiter to do. I'll die on that hill, y'all. It's one of a few hills I'll die on, but it is one of them. Same with coaching. The coach cannot guarantee that you're going to land a job. They can help enable you. They can help prepare you. They can help guide you in the right direction. But there are absolutely no guarantees. So here's where my concern comes in. We see this every time. We see this every time the economy goes a little sideways. This is not new. And every time somebody's like, oh my God, I've never heard of this before. What a great idea. No, it's not. We've been dealing with this shit as long as I've been in recruiting. I'm sure it goes way before my time as well. It is not new, and it is dangerous. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm seeing a lot of folks offer up a bounty of sorts. Hey, if you land me a job, I'll pay you $10,000. Hey, if you get my wife a job, I'll pay you $2,000. Sir, is your wife an adult with an internet connection? Could she not? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not going to go there. Okay. So I understand the logic behind it. Okay. I get it. You're like, dang, this is exhausting. I've applied to a lot of things. Nothing's going on. Let me put a bounty on hiring me. Seems innocent, seems harmless, right? You're not out any money unless somebody actually delivers. But here's the wrinkle. The people who actually have the authority to say yes to your candidacy absolutely cannot accept your money. This is now a major ethical red flag. Okay? I have the authority to go and source people, go find them, look through active applicants, search my database, whatever. I have the authority to go and find prospects who might be good for my role and to convince my hiring manager that they should get on the phone with this person. Okay? And I have built trust, I have built rapport, I have made many successful placements with my hiring teams, so they trust me. If I say, hey, you really should talk to this person, as long as the data backs it up, I mean, you still got to have a good resume, still got to be a fit for the role. I can't control those things. But as long as those things are in place and I'm saying, hey, I'm putting my name on this person, I think they're worth talking to, you should talk to them. That is me using my influence to move my candidate to the next step. Now imagine I use that same influence in order to take money from that candidate. I am paid quite nicely by my employer, or if I was an agency recruiter, I would be being paid by my client company to perform that same function. Okay? I am getting paid to introduce you to the hiring team. It is not ethical for me to take money from you for doing my job, for making the connection. Okay? Same thing with hiring managers. A hiring manager is paid by their employer to build their team, to hire, to add people to their organization. If they're saying, yes, I want to hire that person, and that person is slipping them some cash, in addition to them being paid by their employer for doing their job, that I have some serious reservations with that. That is unethical. That is bribery. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Amy, we're not talking about recruiters and hiring managers. We're talking about just any average Joe, any person off the street that could, make a connection or whatever. Fair. That we do employee referral bonuses, so that's not new. Compensating someone for making an introduction is not a new concept. But that person has no authority to move you forward in the process. You see the difference? That person can just make a referral. They can perhaps, if they've worked with you or if they know you, they can maybe strongly encourage the recruiter or the hiring team to take a look at you. But they are not in a position of authority to guarantee anything. They can't promise you an interview. They can't promise you a job. So what are you actually paying for? If someone is going to refer you, they need to be referring you because they actually know you, they've worked with you, you're a known entity of some sort. If it's not one of those things, you're a networking lead, and employee referral bonuses typically are not paid for networking leads. I've talked about this in a previous video, so I'll link to that one up above. You can check it out. Here's the reality. You can put all the bounties you want. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. But if you are counting on that to actually change your job search or actually move the needle in some way, I fear that you are on a fool's errand, my friend. You will get a lot of people who raise their hand or, try to slam you into different, inboxes or try to network their way into something to try to get that bounty. But what are they actually doing for that effort? Those who have the authority cannot take your money, and those who are willing to take your money have no authority in the first place. My fear is that people are setting themselves up very easily and quickly to be scammed or taken advantage of by nefarious people. Look, if you've got disposable income and you don't mind throwing a few grand here and there and everywhere, do what you like. But candidates, job seekers, you are not the recipient of the service if you're talking about recruiting. For career coaches, for resume writers, absolutely you are the recipient of the service. Yes, you are paying them to do something for you, to perform a function for you, to provide some value to you. But that's what they're doing for you. Sprucing up your resume, walking you through how to prepare for interviews, how to apply, things like that. Make sure you understand what you are paying for. Now, there is such a thing as a reverse recruiter. This is a newer term we've seen, kind of pick up steam in the last several years. They're basically a career coach. Okay, there are some folks that provide reverse recruiting services where they're actually applying on your behalf. They're doing all the work for you. That's fine. Again, that's a service that you're paying for. It's not a bounty that you're writing a check at the end. Pay for the service. If you genuinely need the support, if you genuinely are stuck in your job search, you have the $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 to invest, pay for the service. Otherwise, you are just putting a big giant target on your forehead that says, sucker, one born every minute, come and take my money. I don't know, friends. Not something I can recommend. Not something I would feel good about. Not something I want to see any of my job search community get caught up in. I just don't. I'm not convinced the reward is there. If I'm wrong, tell me why down below. Explain to me in the comments what I'm missing, because I do not understand this thing. And again, I've seen it for years. I've seen it since I was a brand new baby recruiter. People have always tried to do some variation of this. I've never seen it work. Not one time in 26 years. And I know hundreds of people who've tried it. Maybe it worked for that one guy. I don't know. Not something I'm going to do. If I'm going to invest my hard-earned money, it's going to be in an actual valid bona fide service that's going to get me where I want to go. And it's not going to be some fake bounty hoping that somebody makes the right introduction. My career is too important to me to play those games. What do I know? All right, y'all. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. This is an interesting one. Every time I see one of those posts, I cringe a little bit because I've seen it go badly too many times. But I want to hear what you think. Drop a comment. Let me know. And we'll see you next week.